Oh, forgot to turn the thing around. Sorry about that. Yeah, freaking plugs. Hello everyone, sorry about that. Okay, I'm sorry to make a second video of this so soon. Today I was actually planning to put up my Wii U Forced Depressions. And I might still do that. I've been considering maybe just putting both up, but this is a porn issue that is happening to pretty much every channel. There is no one, even PewDiePie. PewDiePie, one of the biggest, or could be quite easily, whether you like him or hate it, is considered one, if not always, the biggest video game related channel on YouTube. Undoubtedly, he is one of the biggest. The biggest. You wouldn't need numbers, but that's not the point. Basically, everyone is being affected by some means and that, and it's obviously something. And there's just tons of people freaking out. Angry Joe is gone crazy. Like, I mean, not saying nobody has any fair light or anything. I'm just saying, like, we need to, like I said, we need to remain calm, people. We need to remain calm. These issues cannot be fixed if we freak out too much. I mean, being mad, okay, we can be mad, but we gotta stay calm here. We gotta stay calm, and that the publishers, this is actually, there is good news. The publishers, many more publishers are coming out, giving their stance on what they're saying, and that they're giving permission. This is good. This is actually really good. And actually could be a case scenario where kind of like a shitstorm, something bad happens, but then it turns around to be good. Many publishers are coming out and telling us and tweeting and giving us links, updating terms of services. They're even supporting, there's some publishers supporting this list that's being made, a Wikipedia page of all the publishers' stances on YouTube, making videos, monetization, whatever. You know, whether they're okay with videos and not monetization, whether they're okay with videos and monetization, whether they're not okay with both. That's going to be very useful for people. And I think it's actually a very good thing. Because, again, if the system's going to go to a review system, this information is going to be needed to be allowed to do this stuff. But that doesn't fix the problem that brings up that even with more publishers coming out and saying that they haven't done any of this, it is bullshit, really. Because they're not doing it. It's their content, but they're not doing it. So there's two things. There's only two things that could be happening. A, every single publisher that's talking right now is lying out of their ass and has been doing this. Or two, YouTube is doing something retarded. And truthfully, we can't really know. But considering so many publishers are talking about this, it's pretty unlikely that they were all doing some strategic countermeasure, and then all of a sudden it's like, shit, somebody accidentally flipped the switch. And I doubt that, because there's a lot of fucking publishers talking about it. If it was just a small handful, it could be. But we would be talking about a huge scale conspiracy here against reviews and censorship. And that would be a really big scale. I mean, there's a few companies that wouldn't really surprise me. But like I said, we got lots of AAA. We got Sony, their fucking selves are in it. Now, Nintendo has said nothing, which is not shocking, because Nintendo always said this stance. This stance was that they're okay with video sharing, they're not okay with monetization. And if you're not okay with that, then don't make Nintendo. I'm not going to let that stop me, because they allow you to make videos, and I don't see any problem with me sharing my videos. Because my Let's Play channel is not the purpose of making money. My Let's Play channel was made to share gameplay with viewers of games I talk about like this. You know, if you're like, why don't you throw gameplay in that? And because, be honest, I'm not very organized about it. I will admit, I'm not very organized about it. I'm not the greatest person out there. I just give my opinions. That is what a review is about. A review is not about, I'm right, you're wrong, you do what I say, and you're going to either buy this game or shit all over it on Twitter. It's like, that's not how a review works. A review is the person reviewing it shares their opinions, and you take what you think may be good or bad and use that to apply your decision whether you want to buy something or that. Having tons of video in that is nice. It's nice. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's time consuming. And I have a 40-hour job. If I had no job, then yeah, that would be more considerate. I could put more thought in it. But I have a 40-hour job, and this is not my job. This is not my job. I do this for fun, interactiveness. And like I said, any money I make on this just goes to basically improving the Let's Play channel some. And I don't make a lot. I barely make anything. I mean, I've been doing this for 2 years, and basically, the first time I've ever got anything, basically paid for the new PSP so I could do direct capture from that. Out of 2 years. That's basically all I've made. So that's not a lot, as you can imagine. I can't talk about numbers because it's part of the YouTube policy, so I can't tell you numbers. But yeah, it's not a lot. So, I mean, I understand, like with Angry Joe and that, don't get me wrong. Like, when I went to Comic-Con, that costed money. And, you know, I will admit it. I was kind of like, you know, I could do videos, and that could just kind of be like a little balancement. I mean, not a big balancement, because I wouldn't get a lot, but I'm not going to be wrong, though. And, you know, if you do it for a living like Angry Joe, of course that would be what you would think. You know, you go there, do interviews and stuff, do a good job, and you get rewarded, and kind of covers your ass on the trip and everything. It costs almost $300 for me to go to New York. Now, did I make anywhere near that? No, I probably made only like $2 or something. I would actually have to look. I'm just guessing, but I mean, I'm just saying. But I mean, I can understand the idea. And then, of course, he has the right. He does reviews and interviews. It is outrageous, even more. Like, I thought you couldn't go lower than claiming a fucking review, but actually, I think somebody actually did. Angry Joe had an interview at a convention with a developer get claimed. Not because of music or anything, because it was an interview of that game. That's even lower than claiming a fucking video. I have to admit, that's just balls fucking to the walls. Seriously, I don't. So, I in no means saying that Angry Joe doesn't have any right being fucking really pissed right now. But, really, we need to stay calm, and we need to gather our people, and we need to consider and talk about this stuff. Now, I said, third-party matching isn't a big deal to me, but it's a big deal to people who actually make a living and pay their bills and stuff this way. You know, I understand that. That is, of course, it's important to those people. And Let's Plays, now, let's put Let's Plays to the side. That's a gray area. That, until it ever goes to court, nobody can ever truly really say if it's fair use or not. Because there is nothing. It is in a box of unknown in the side. So let's just mush Let's Plays out of the side and just bring in reviews and force impressions and stuff. Things that are actually covered by fair use. And there are many people who do these things and they're getting claimed. Interviews, reviews, force impressions. They are being claimed in that because the people have edited footage and things in. So, and there are people, because there are laws about like how much footage and stuff you can do. So, you know, there's different elements to it. But there are people who do follow those rules properly, and they're getting claimed anyway. Because YouTube lets a robot do its job. It does not let a human being judge whether it's fair use or not. They let a robot, and it just lets loose. Now, one of the main reasons I wanted to talk about, actually though, in this video, because I probably went really way off topic. How long has this been? Good Lord, it's almost been 10 minutes. Fuck, I deeply apologize. Okay, so, it has been discovered what's going on. It has been let out, basically, a network called Fullscreen. Never heard of them. But apparently, they are a gaming network called Fullscreen. They have been sued by the music industry. Yes, they have been sued. And as far as I'm aware, this is the first instance of anyone being sued on YouTube. Not saying it is, but as far as I'm aware of, it's first time. So, why are they being sued? Their content people were using music with no permission, and because they were under the network umbrella system that basically immuned its users to the normal content ID system and basically allowed lots of things to slip. You were not completely covered. You could still be matched in certain ways, but it was harder. And they were getting away with monetizing videos with fucking music they had no rights to using. Like my network, Mako Studios, it actually has currently 2 partnerships to have fair use on certain music with 2 different companies. So they have a proper system in the library of music for its users to use and monetize. This studio was letting its people unwillingly and uncontrollably use whatever the fuck they wanted to, and they were getting under this umbrella and monetize it, and they got sued for it. So, if you're part of Fullscreen, I'm not trying to panic you, but you might want to consider looking into a different network or something. Because, well, for one thing, they got sued. Second thing, they're behind all this. They're the reason this is happening. And 3, that's, be honest, I really don't want to send you in a panic, but that's probably really bad for them. So, I would consider looking at another network. Many networks have many welcoming hands, small and big, so I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard. But yes, this Fullscreen is the reason this is happening. And it also explains why many of these new claims are all music-based. Because, let's explain here. The most common company that's appearing in almost all of these is some company called Idol. This Idol company pretty much apparently has its little fingers dipped into like everything related to music and sound almost imaginable worldwide, it seems. Whether it comes to movies, shows, music, video games, audio, it seems to have its fingers dipped in everything imaginable. And it is almost literally on all these claims almost. This Idol is, there's basically, again, keep this aware, this is in rumor mongering right now. Some people are thinking this Idol company may be behind all this, possibly, and not necessarily YouTube's content ID. Because Idol is, like, it's not involved in every single one, but they're all a shitload of them. Like, Idol's like 90% of these. So, there could be some truth to that, possibly, that this Idol, for some reason, felt like attacking YouTube. And that's a possibility. That's a possibility. Because if they felt threatened because of what Fullscreen did, they might have just stepped up and tried to claim rights on stuff and that. So, going out of rumor mongering, going out of rumor mongering, YouTube is still not directly commented on what's going on exactly. They've just talked a little bit more about changes and have not directly said what's going on versus content users. So, YouTube has not acknowledged blame or that they are behind any of this. So, keep that in mind. However, like I said, publishers are saying they have nothing to do with it at the moment. So, again, I am keeping a list on my previous video, in this video, of publishers and stuff. Again, please PM, comment any information you may know, and I will try to keep information updated for anyone who newly views or if you want to check back. Now, I want to comment on, I kind of already did, but I do think this is going to be, at how it presently looks like, this could actually be good. I understand that's like crazy backwards insanity, but with all these publishers talking legally showing their stance, changing their tournament use and that, and sharing all this information that will make the review process allow us to go through the review process legally. Because before I became a network, I know how that was. And let me tell you, getting that information, where like the awards and stuff, was just really hard and just hidden in the internet and stuff. And like big companies like EA or things would never email you back or anything. Not that I ever fucking emailed the EA. I'm just using them as a blanket example of fucking ignorance. Which, as far as I'm aware, EA hasn't commented on this, actually, now I think about it. But anyway. But, yeah, this is actually good. Because with this information is being collected, and this can be used to help people moving forward. It could also be used to keep, things knowledgeable in that. Because you got users who are basically like, say, with Nintendo, basically saying, I'm not going to do Nintendo because they won't let me monetization. You have the right to do that. You have the right to do that. But Nintendo also has a right to their content, too. And I've mentioned that when Nintendo first did that thing. I don't agree with them completely taking it. I really think it should be a split thing, or a three-way split thing with YouTube, you and them, or just with you and them. But of course, YouTube wants a piece of that cake, so I think a three-way would probably be better that way. But of course, that means less money, but to be fair, you can't deny Nintendo owns a little bit. So, we're trying to be fair, too. But, yeah. You have the right to basically say, I don't want to do that. Now, when it comes to a review, forced suppression and stuff, yes, technically you do have the right to monetize that. And sadly, that is an issue. But when it comes to Let's Plays, that is, Nintendo has a right when it comes to Let's Plays. Because that, again, is in a gray box that nobody wants to take to a legal matter. So it sits there with nobody legally doing anything. So there's no, your opinion, you have a right to your opinion, but legally there is nothing about Let's Play. So, but with reviews and such, yes, that is bullshit with those. That is fair use, and that is an issue with Nintendo. But I don't use footage in my little talkie review for suppression videos, so that hasn't been an issue with me. But be fair, like I said, if you use video and that is unfair and that's bullshit. And that's basically why I stopped using footage. Like a long time ago, I used to use footage. I used to do a little editing here and that with it, and it is bullshit. It just, to me, it didn't become worth the effort, because I mean, the main point of a review is for you to express your opinion and for people to take that opinion and either gain or not be interested or not interested in a product. So, footage is not necessary. It helps, but it's not necessary. And that's why I basically stopped doing it. It's a lot easier, faster, and I can do what I want to express in that quickly to a camera in that. And like I said, my Let's Play channel was a measure to share gameplay in that, in a certain sense of that, all my enjoyment and stuff and that, and, that was why my Let's Play started in that, and then I moved them to their own channel and that. Because, to be honest, it wasn't a smart move to really put them on my main channel to begin with, because, I mean, it's like, well, you stopped doing that with your reviews, so why would you do that stuff? But, now, there are, to be noted, a lot of the publishers are Western that we're talking about. Is Sony, of course, is a Japanese company, has already made the stance, but they made this stance probably because, they have a system. And let's be honest, if Sony was to be like what Nintendo's doing, the Xbox One would just basically be fucking stomping it when it comes to video content creators. And I have no disagreement that would probably happen with major video game content makers. They would just go with the Xbox One and just fuck the PS4. And that kind of put Sony in the corner when it came to that decision. But I do want to explain a little about why Japan does not like this. Like, a lot of people have been shitting on Nintendo ever since they did this. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to do that, but there's a bit of difference in the culture. This is why, like, in Japan, this kind of stuff is almost like straight out legal. Like, winting isn't legal in Japan, and I still find people who never knew that. You can't wint games, like, you know, like Netflix and shit, like services that let you wint. That is an illegal service in Japan. You can get in trouble for that. And that is serious. Now, Dragon Quest X was interestingly notable as one, like, I think a long time ago there might have been 1 or 2 attempts to try winting market in Japan, but Square Enix did some kind of promotional thing with Dragon Quest X, where it became one of the first or a few legitimate legal means of winting the game in Japan. It was basically like a demo system where you got the game and kind of got to try it for a while and that. So it was an interesting idea. But yeah, winting in Japan is outright illegal. So, and that's what I think that really streams to why, like, Nintendo and that all have a really ambiguous issue with videos. Now, obviously, Nintendo didn't want to go the Sega route, because what Sega did during the Shining Force incident, yeah, Nintendo was like, yeah, so how can we make this work for us? Now, I have to agree with some people. I doubt Nintendo is doing this because they solely want the money. I'm sure the money is a small factor, but I'm sure it just has to do with their company in the Japanese sense trying to deal with the Western market, like a compromise. Like, you know, you Western people are fucking stupid. And it's like, no, but they like this. They like this. Tons of people watch this. TV and cable is dying. This is what lots of fucking gamers like to watch now. And they like watching these Let's Plays. Like, well, what can we do then? And like, it was probably like a way to appease the Japanese side of the corporation. So it was probably kind of like an agreement stance. Allow the video sharing of Nintendo products, but the revenue is not yours. The revenue is theirs. So, I'm sure, I know people hate that. I know. You know, there's tons of hate videos on it. I know. But you gotta understand the culture is a little different though. And like I said, Sony was in a bigger corner, and I'm sure they had a lot more pressure to say that they will allow video sharing, which actually is quite interesting. I wonder, does Sony's policy apply to the Japanese side of the country? Can anyone, like, you know, maybe I should tweet Super Genius. I'm really curious about that. Because, is that worldwide or just for the Western side? Because that would just be bullshit then. But if it does apply to Japan too, that would mean that Sony could be one of the few initial steps into letting Japanese into video crafting. Because it's been a really slow thing in Japan. Like, video, like, you think, like, content ID matching and shit has been bad on YouTube? Like, fucking Japan is lucky to have shit. Like, they have to go to YouTube and watch like people of foreign languages and shit sometimes. Like, you know, it's really hard for Japanese to actually because they have their own versions of, like, YouTube. What is it, like Neko or something like that and stuff, and it's, I'm not saying that they don't exist, but my understanding is they it's much kind of like what happened now is what you would usually get if you were on, like, Japanese stuff. That, to my understanding. I mean, merely I don't do it, so, but yeah. Again, you know, if you're wanting profit from it, you have the right to not do it. You know, that's your stance, and that's not wrong with that. My Let's Plays are to share enjoyment, but anyway, I hope you find new information. I hope you try to help keep things facts and not do all the rumor mongering. Try to keep rumors and facts separate. Try to help people if you got any new information I haven't posted below that, publishers' stances on what they're doing in that, please let me know. I will update my information down below. I also have a video that talked about Fullscreen and that down below, a Let's Play I watch also. It's his video that revealed about, I don't know if he's the original source of it, but it's where I found out about Fullscreen being the reason this is happening. So go check his video out for some more information. He's again also trying to keep people calm and keep organized and that. So we need to stay calm. I mean, be angry. Don't just be like, we're just gonna sit back and let everything happen. But I mean, don't be freaking out with pitchforks, destroying houses and shit, and be like Black Friday or something. You know, it's like that's not gonna fix anything either. We gotta stay calm and we gotta focus. Now, like I said, it doesn't affect me in a huge way because that's not my point on YouTube. But I, of course, understand other people, so, you know, we're just trying to all help each other. So, anyway. Sorry, just a lot of information going everywhere. So, anyway, hopefully you found some information useful in the previous video or this video. And, again, I'm sorry if I don't put my Wii U Forced Depressions up today. I probably will, though, but I don't know. I always feel like putting too much content out there because some people, because they're flooding their feed and I really don't like doing that. So, I will probably, because this is just a second video and I do want to get that out there. But, please stay calm. Please don't overreact. And please approach publishers if you are concerned about your rights of monetization of your review, force suppression, let's play, or anything that uses their content of that. Please go approach them on Twitter or Facebook. Many of them have been very nice to reply. But I will tell you, as far as I'm aware of, many Japanese companies have not. Atlas, as far as I'm aware, has not commented on this incident. However, Atlas has been asked about monetization before. And Atlas had said before to other people in emails that their stance is mostly okay. They only have a few unique things they have issue with. So, for the most part, Atlas has always been okay with it. Now, as far as I'm aware of, Square Enix has not said anything, so keep that in mind. Nintendo has not said anything about this situation, and we already know Nintendo's stance. You're allowed to make videos, no monetization. So, we already know that. So, it's going to be a little trickier when it comes to a lot of the Japanese publishers. I don't think I've heard anything from Apache Software either, the creators of Disgaea. Though I did read that, similar to Atlas, they have been contacted before in emails, and their stance, as far as I understand from past emails, was kind of similar to Nintendo's, where they were okay with videos but not monetization. So, those were older topics. Please keep that in mind. So, I do not know if that is their current stance of relatively now. So, like I said, you will have to go and ask people on that. But lots of publishers have been coming out, and yeah. So, anyway, I'm sorry about the longness of this video. I hope you all have a good day, and I hope you are not being widely affected by this as some people are. But sadly, there are a lot of people widely being affected in a life crisis way. And again, I understand that when this is if this is how you make your entire income for your living, this is of course very threatening because it's how you live. You know, if you never were able to find a new job, you know, it's how you're making your life. You're paying your bills and stuff. So obviously, it's of course very life-threatening. And, oh, dang it. So much information. I also got to talk to more of my own network my network has commented on. Okay, actually, Frozen Fox also commented on it. Okay, man, I keep getting. Okay, let's first talk about the affiliate and the manager. Now, again, this is forced. I'm not saying Frozen Fox is lying at all, but he's not an official YouTube person, and he's not a really high CEO in some networks. So I'm not trying to say you're lying, man, but like I said, I'm trying to not state outright things or facts quite unless I really have a high source. And I think you are being completely honest, and I have to agree. It all makes sense in what you're saying. But yeah, keep in mind that it is from a YouTube user, not, as far as I'm aware, it's not. I mean, I'm sure he probably got from his network. Probably that's probably what he got from, because like I said, YouTube has commented on it. But anyway, apparently managed isn't going to look at all bright and high and mighty as a lot of people think. It is a good position to be in a way. Again, managed is basically how it works now, or well, before the claiming thing hit on Monday. But that's how manage is supposed to work. But the thing is, manage shares the network, and that's why many people are becoming affiliated. Because if one of the managed become 3 strikes, the network goes with them. Like, partner people are not immune to the strike thing unless you were in if you were in a network. If you were a normal YouTube partner, you could be affected by it. In a network, it depended on certain networks. Some networks had things they could do about it. But now what the system is that there is nobody immune to the strike system. 3 strikes, you're out. It doesn't matter. And if you're a managed channel, that means your network goes with you. Your network is out of YouTube. You take your network, and every single person related to your network, managed and affiliated, down with you. Hundreds to thousands of people go. That's a lot of responsibility on someone. And of course, a network is going to protect everyone as much as they can. Now, I'm not saying outright, like, we're being affiliated because they're trying to protect us. No, I'm sure it's for their own interest, you know. Because, let's be honest. I understand there are people out there just being like they're cowards and shit. And let's really be honest. Do you think it's really easy managing thousands to possibly millions of people in every single video they do? There should be something. But you cannot lie and say that would not be a very difficult and daunting task. And that's exactly why YouTube's system has a random element, and it's not everything. The element is to randomly do screenings and build a trust system. And that is where information from my network has came up. This comes from the team management of my network. And he says that basically how the new system will do, it will do random screenings. And you can find that information on YouTube's information about this new monetization. They do have a page about that. And they will do random screenings when you upload. And as they find nothing's happening, you build a trust system. And that trust system basically will build you up back into what the system was. Well, that it wouldn't just screen everything you do and would start letting up and be like, okay, you're trusted, you seem to be contacting your sources, so we won't worry you about much. But this guy putting all these Warner Brothers movies up, oh boy, we need to get the fucking Warner Brothers on him. But so basically the idea is you need to do legal obligations. We will have to do legal obligations, according to him, for a while, and we'll have to deal with the old, when you were a normal YouTube partner system, out inside our networks. And over time, in theory, by earning trust and being good video content creators within the legal means of the law, with permission and such, we could theoretically earn our right back into a status similar to what we had, is what my management person said. So it will be some work, but it's possible, it seems. Now again, that's from a management person, so that's not officially from YouTube. Ugh. It's so early in the morning, just trying to do all this. So again, when you're affiliated, you're back into a status quo that was like a normal YouTube partner. And manage means you're like now, but you are part of the network. You share pain and death with the network. You die, they die. They die, you die. But the thing is, when one of you two go down, you take everyone with you. So that is a huge responsibility for managed YouTube channels. And it wouldn't surprise me if one fucks up and does take a network down. So of course networks are going to be careful about who they choose. And PewDiePie even made a tweet saying that he hadn't said any, like, what videos, but he claimed it is affecting him. So it could be quite possible that nobody who does video game content is really 100% safe. I've still have 2 videos that have came from Monday. I do a lot of low things. You know, I'm not in the big AAA hype machine stuff very much. So I think it will work out in time. It is going to be a very bumpy road, and we all need to hold hands, and we need to stick together, try to remain calm in that. And I'm sorry about this video being really long in that. I just trying to be careful what I'm saying, and I'm trying to not alarm people and send mass hysteria, because there are people, a few of you might know, is sending tons of people in mass hysteria and giving them horrible advice on possibly getting them sued. Which I would like to actually correct something before I go. When you do a dispute, be careful. You have legal obligations to your disputing. You can get a copyright strike, you can get in trouble, and you could go to court. So be very aware of what you're doing when you dispute videos and how you go through the disputing process. Yes, nobody has been sued before through a dispute, but a network is getting sued over music. And as far as I'm aware, that is the first time anyone in YouTube is being sued for something. So that doesn't mean it can't happen. And I found it grossly disgusting that this person said that he's trying to tell people that, oh, they'll never do anything to you. That it's pretty unlikely, but that doesn't mean it can't. And that you should not be misleading people that way, okay? Okay. So you know who I'm talking about, some of you. But don't mention his name. That name is banned. Anyway, yeah, somebody's gonna do it now, ain't they? Anyway, yeah, just stay calm, talk to publishers, do what they request. Capcom is asking for people to dispute the videos so they can review them and that, and see if anything is false or true and that. So stay calm, talk to publishers, and again, let me know if you know anything that I haven't already posted down below. I'm trying to keep updated information. So I love you all. I hope you all are safe during winter, because a lot of people are being hit by snow and shit. We're supposed to get some more snow, and I will see you all later. I hope you look forward to the Wii U Forced Depressions. I've been enjoying the Wii U much, and the 3DS had just got an update for the Miiverse, so get that, and you can do a search for me as Atticus MJ, just as my username is on my main channel, this channel. So feel free, you can follow me on the Miiverse if you want to. if you happen to be on the 3DS or the Wii. I'm on both now, so. Anyway, I'll see you all around and chill. Wow.